My style is really a compilation of all of the martial arts that I've watched in the last 12 years of my life since I started this journey.
Oh, Cory Sandhagen does it again!
It's come from a lot of watching the past, but it's also a lot of me trying to invent as many things as I can and be on the cutting edge of martial arts today. The body frame that I have, I'm much rangier and a lot more lanky than a lot of the guys in the division. Also being very defensive in my fights makes my style very efficient. First move, the jab. My jab is definitely a really important part of my game. I can keep people at bay with it, I can hit them as they step in, and I can use it efficiently to set up my more powerful techniques. The easiest way to get your jab countered is by committing to the jab every single time, so you don't want to do that. What you want to do is use your jab as kind of a feeler. Sometimes I'm just hitting their hands, sometimes I'm aiming a couple inches short of their face, setting up your more powerful technique. Sometimes you can step, sometimes you can't step. Sometimes it's better to step right, sometimes it's better to step left, forward, backwards. Those are not the important parts to me. It's more about how you're using it and making sure that you're in a good body position while you're using it. First thing that's important is making sure that my body is underneath me. Whether you're moving forwards, backwards, left, or right, your feet, your hips, and your shoulders also need to move. So if you're going to move your jab forward, you need to step forward. If you're going to throw your jab off to the left, your body, your shoulders, and your feet need to also move to the left. When I was using the jab at its most efficient is when I was fighting John Lineker. John Lineker is, a shade over 5 foot. He has little limbs, but he can chuck very hard punches.
Lineker throwing bombs low and high here early.
But while he's throwing those bombs, I'm scoring much cleaner shots.
Nice fast jab there by Sandhagen.
While Lineker's standing and waiting to land the big shot, Sandhagen's faking, coming out, coming in. It adds up as the rounds build. That's fundamentals, that's smart.
My jab is definitely on display in that fight. Next up, the left hook to the body. Getting hit in the liver, I think, is 10 times worse than getting hit in the face.
That's his best punch, in my opinion, is that liver shot he throws.
You can always tell when you've landed a good body shot because the opponent can't hide it.
Oh, beautiful body shot from Sandhagen.
Their elbow gets a little bit tighter. You see them take a couple steps back. You see their demeanor change. When you're throwing the left hook to the body, you need to be driving your feet into the ground because that's going to make you heavier. When you're driving your feet into the ground and you twist in your hips, which is where a lot of the power comes from with driving into the ground, when you twist your hips, you need to pretend that you have a tail. You're whipping that tail as hard as you can, and you're letting your arm be that tail. If their guard is up, you're just aiming right underneath that elbow. If they don't have a very good guard, you're aiming just between the belly button and the edge of their body.
Oh! Arnett goes down.
It's a shot that you just can't take too many of. I don't care how tough you are, the organs don't like being punched.
To go to the liver the way he did, that's just game plan and a lot of boxing fundamentals. Good job.
Finally, the flying knee. The flying knee is one of the most spectacular moves in combat sports because the knee is just a really nasty thing to get hit with. There's 2 really good times to throw the flying knee. When someone takes a step towards you and you just fill that space with a really devastating shot. And then the other time is when they're on their heels backing up and you leap at them from a long range where they're not prepared for that.
Oh! Huge flying knee for Sandhagen. Mouthpiece goes flying.
The flying knee isn't the most technical thing in the world. It's just knowing when to throw it. You want to throw it into space, hoping that they step in. It doesn't need to be the perfect technique in order to score it. It's just one of those things where I'm going to throw this thing really hard, and if you run into it, it's going to be a bad night for you. When I was fighting Frankie Edgar, Frankie wasn't moving backwards at all.
Frankie Edgar, trademark pressure moving forward.
When you do that, it makes it really obvious that they're going to be there for whatever you throw in that range. Frankie threw a couple combinations, started coming at me again, and I threw the flying knee into that space. It landed very devastatingly.
Flying knee, hurricanes over! Cory Sandhagen with a highlight for the ages!
Part of it is the power that I was able to generate, but a lot of it was Frankie moving forward. And that just makes for a really nasty, head-on collision.
Absolutely perfect. That's the only way you could put it.